Well, everybody, what's happening? Excuse me, let me rewind that real quick. Start all over again because I done stumbled over my words. What up, everybody? How y'all doing? Um, I made a video in a couple of days, so I'm trying to get these videos out the best way I know how because I'm still, going through through the unpacking phase and still, I haven't got settled in all the way like I need to be. So bear with me, you guys, I mean, not to, but bear with me while I continue to keep, unpacking and things like that. But I want to talk about something today. Um, I want to talk about getting out of my situation and how that has benefited me in so many ways. But first, I want to talk about the situation I was in. As y'all know, and let me say this before things get misconstrued. I love my family. I love them dearly, and so my situation I was in, it wasn't so great. Meaning that when you're around individuals that don't really value your worth based on the choices that you make in your life, and they look down upon you as less than or a person that is not going to be anything in life, it kind of weighs down on you, and you feel like that you're not going to be equal up to what they are. So you feel like you're going to be looked down upon. So basically, for the simple fact that you don't do the things that they do, you don't run with the herd, and there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't agree with how I want to live my life, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But to think of me as a person that's less than because I don't choose to do what you do is unfair to me and it's unfair to my life. And I just didn't agree with it, man. You know, I did a lot of proving that wasn't uncalled for, and I felt like I was living in the shadow of not how I truly want to live. And I know there's a lot of people out there who might not understand where I'm coming from when I say this, but I mean what I say is that when people put you in a box and make you feel like you but make you feel like you're less than, it can weigh down on you, and they can make you feel like you ain't nothing really. And in a lot of cases, I feel like I was like a walking zombie because the thing is that I was always in a constant prove it stage, prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it, prove it. And if I don't, and when I don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of, I'm not an equal, right? And see, for me, everybody, I mean, this life, you have to have money to live on because we gave it value to live on, right? If all of us banded together, we can make this shit crash within an instant. But there's a lot of people out here who's so indoctrinated with how life is that they don't want to turn the other cheek. And in this case, some of my family members are like that. You know, they didn't understand my vision of how I want to live my life. Making my own choices, and they felt like I was a burden to them, and that stressed them out because we were trying to keep up with the Joneses, and because we were trying to keep up with the Joneses, it caused another stress level that wasn't needed. You know, and I think a lot of people on this earth, that's what they do. They try to do a lot of things to prove themselves, to really be somebody that they're not, other than truly how they want to be, or at least the majority of the part, be who you want to be. You know, and whatever you step into it, right? But when you live in such a, I'm trying to figure out the word to use. When you live in such a or foreshadowed way of living, man, it's very, very, very stressful in so many ways, man, because it's like, what the hell am I doing this for? And I want y'all to be able to put down in the comments y'all experiences dealing with what I'm talking about. You know, I want you to put it in there because it's very helpful to the channel, and it's very helpful to get your views and opinions on my situation and explaining your own. So feel free to leave some comments. But in my situation, man, again, it was just a lot of foreshadowing, man. And there's a lot of dogging out. There's a lot of me not able to talk to my family based on how I felt in my life, because the moment I start talking about how I feel in my life and what the things I want to do, I start getting ridiculed as if I'm not equal, like I said earlier. And it's just not sustainable, man. Uh, it's not a fulfilling feeling in your life, man. You know, a lot of us already in this life are already being controlled, you know, in multiple ways that we don't even understand. And to have your family try to control you in more ways than one, on top of what you're already dealing with, is even more stressful. You know what I'm saying? And I just was tired of it, man. You know, because I'm getting older. You know, I don't want to live in so much stress. You know what I'm saying? And like I've said before on some of my videos, that you're not gonna never stop really stressing truly, right? Because of how this world is designed. You're not going to. You're gonna go through some shit that is not ideal, right? But you make the best of it the way you know how, right? But what I do know is this: is that people, they like to control other people, you know, and sometimes they like to control other people without even knowing it, without even giving them grace, like saying, "Hey, I accept you for who you are. Whatever you decide to do with your life, I'm here for you." You know, I may not agree with some of your views, but I'm here for you. I'm supporting you, right? Because who am I to tell you how to live? You know, and a lot of people on this earth, they have an issue with that. They feel like if you ain't doing what they want you to do, it's a problem. You know, and I was into it for too long, man. I was uncomfortable. You know, I would go. I mean, when I would be uncomfortable, you know, I would have to deal with it and bear with it because I didn't have nowhere else to go, and I really had nobody to turn to who really actually valued me. Right? If they value me under a certain bracket, right? That, oh, if you're not trying to help yourself, then how can I help you, right? And the thing is that I always try to help myself. It just wasn't the way that you wanted me to be helped, right? It wasn't the conventional way that you seen it. So because you didn't see it that way, you felt like that, oh, ain't no reason to help him. Ain't no reason to help him in the situation that he in. Because he don't want to be nothing in his life. And, you know, once you live as long as I have, you start seeing shit for what it really is. You know, all the shit that we're doing is all for bullshit any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel strongly about that. You know? And a lot of people don't agree with that, right? That's, like I said, that's fine. You know? But again, I think those people haven't seen it for what it truly is. You know what I'm saying? And once they do, you can't unsee it. You cannot. You know, it's very hard to see some shit that you have been hoodwinked on and didn't know about, but then once you open your eyes to really see what's happening, you're like, man, what the fuck is all this for? You know what I'm saying? Outside of you doing what you want to do within your control of how your life is, right? Or what you think of what you know and how your life is, right? You know, you ain't controlling nothing, right? You just basically a mindless ass person who's just doing what somebody else is telling you to do. And I was just tired of that, man. I was tired of that. You know, and I feel like me being in a situation was going to constantly keep bringing me down. You know, because I wasn't considered an equal in the household. I wasn't like it. I wasn't like everybody else. You know, it's like if you ain't working at a job, then you ain't shit. Outside of what I want to do myself, right? They don't look at you that way, right? And always had a hard time with that, man. And I did a lot of shit just to appease people and to basically make them happy because I'm like, I don't want shit to hit the fan, or I don't want shit to, you know, be worse than what it is. You know, I always wanted to make them happy. And all along, I wasn't really truly making myself happy. But I was just gritting the bear and it being a human punching bag. And it didn't make me feel comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel hella uncomfortable, you know? And I just didn't like that shit, man. And I was holding on because I really had nowhere else to go, man. Just trying to make some shit happen. But then the opportunity presented itself, and I had to jump on it, man. And it happened to line up with what was happening to me because I had to move from a situation, you know, sooner or later, right? I had to, and it was no way of me going back. And so, I'm just happy the opportunity was presented to me because it was either that or homeless, right? And nobody wants to be in a homeless in a situation that they want to be in, right? Based on how the shit is designed, because nobody, in my opinion, shouldn't be homeless. They should not, right? But the people behind the scenes that we can't see design this shit this way, you know, and it fucks people up and have people in a messed up mind state, man, to where you don't think rationally, man. You don't think clearly. You feel like that this is how you're supposed to be living. And for no fault of their own, you know, I didn't want to get into these arguments, man, but I did, you know. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was shamed. I was shamed upon, man. I was aired out in situations where nobody else around would have took that shit. They would be like, man, I would have had to get put in jail because you're not gonna talk to me crazy like that, right? But I have a lot of shit that was on my plate that I had to be able to be a human punching bag because if I'd have acted out the way I did, there would have been other repercussions. And so I had to really just grin and bear it, man. And it fucked me up inside mentally. You know what I mean? I don't like it at all. You know, and instead of being together in a situation and trying to figure this thing out, it was more like, I got more than you. You don't have shit. Fuck you. You ain't an equal, man. You taking up too much space. I need you out of here. That shit really fucked me up psychologically, man. In such a way where put me in a mind frame of just want to do some evil shit. But I didn't. You know, I'm still here, still breathing, still able to make these videos. When I get acclimated into being fully here where I'm at, again, I'm gonna go to my cardiologist and other things that I didn't get to do while I was down there. So again, I just want to let y'all know that I'm going to do that once I get acclimated all the way in, but it takes some time. But I'm doing little different things to hold off until then. But I'm going to do that still. But yeah, it wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. It was a situation that was really bad for me, man. Like, it was bad to the point to where it's like, damn, JP, what you gonna do, man? Are you gonna sit here and deal with this shit, or are you gonna leave, right? And I had to just deal with it over and over again, right? Just deal with it over and over again until I got forced out. And so, again, it wasn't good. So again, basically getting into the better situation that I'm in now. So when that happened to me, I was being presented with an opportunity, man, just to come stay somewhere else, man, and to be looked at as an equal, and not get ridiculed off of what I didn't want to do, and accept me fully for who I am, and basically supporting what I want to do with my life, whatever they may look like. I was presented with that opportunity, and for at one point in time, I was shocked. I was like, damn, this can't be fucking true, is it? But it was, you know. But because I got looked down upon so much, I didn't believe that shit was like that. I didn't believe that shit was like that was possible, right? Until I was presented with this opportunity, man. And for that, I'm humbly grateful, man. I'm so humbly grateful. Damn, I'm so humbly grateful. And so with the opportunity that was presented to me, I jumped on it. So, you know, in this situation, I had to keep it all to myself, right? I wanted to be excited and tell my family, let them know where I was going, what I was doing, but I couldn't, man, because I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't have regular conversations with them. If I did, it would be something that has to do with, health issues or something that somebody was telling me about something, and I was just basically agreeing with what they were saying, right? And because I'm a sociable person, I like to talk, but I feel like it was like when I wasn't being heard, it was an issue within myself. And I don't know if you guys ever been in a situation where when you're talking to somebody and when you're talking to them, you feel like that when you're talking to them, they listen to you for the most part, right? But then they start talking to you the moment you start talking to them. It's like y'all talking past each other. It's like y'all doing this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you wasn't being heard. And so I had a lot of those type of conversations where I'm gonna say all of them, but it was some that I was just like be talking. And again, the moment I say something, it's like I wasn't being valued to be listened to. It's like the moment they say some shit, it's more like, oh no, I gotta get on. It's like I'm here, they gotta get on top of me to start talking. That shit was irritating as fuck. Um, so it was a lot of that, you know. And here, I don't get looked up at, man, like that. I don't, man. Like I wish I could see, you know, how I get up every morning and how I do shit, man. You know, like I literally get to choose what I want to do for the day. I have never, and I mean to tell you, I have never been presented with the opportunity ever before in my life to do what the hell it is that I want to do for that particular day. Or 2 or 3 days down the line, if I want to do it, I can do it. I never been presented with that ever, man. And this feeling it feels so good, man. It feels so good to know for a fact that I get to choose what the fuck I want to do and do what it is that I want to do with no repercussions, man. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna do it here because I don't know how to get around, and even if I did, I wouldn't do it either. But still, like I can go out and be gone for like 5, 6, 7 hours. It won't be an issue, right? And it won't be no type of uh, when I come back, it won't be no hidden agenda that somebody be telling me, "Oh, well, JP, why you been out there for that long? What you gonna do with this?" No, ain't none of that shit, man. It's none of that. It's literally what I want to do. And so, man, it feels so good, man. It feels so good. It feels so good. So, again, I love my family, but if I was still in that same situation, it would have been even better for me. You know what I'm saying? Based on my view and based on their view, you know, the shit wouldn't have been the same, man. It would have been this a whole bunch of bullshit that wasn't needed, man. Because again, in the life that we live in, we need each other more than anything, man. And instead, in this situation, we've been more divided. You know, um, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish I had people that supported me more like that. I mean, my family more. I wish they supported me in that capacity, but they didn't, and it led me here to where I'm at. And man, I'm thinking if it didn't happen that way, who knows what would have happened, right? But the way the dynamics was going, it wasn't really good, and so it was like a blessing in disguise, man. Like a blessing in disguise that this happened to me, and I wouldn't trade it for shit in the world. I wouldn't. So, yeah, y'all. Please leave your comments below because I mentioned it earlier. But please leave your comments below. Let me know what your experiences were. You know, if you had any type of family dynamics or had any dynamics with your friends or relationship or whatever. Let me know. Let me know because I want to know if what I'm talking about. You know, I'm just basically being a fool by talking about it, right? But let me know if I'm tripping or if I'm not tripping. But this happens every day to a lot of people that more people. It happens to more people than people know, right? But I want to know y'all thoughts and opinions. And so, yeah, just know I'm good. And I feel good. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you guys, man, I'm gonna try to not let it spread out too long, too many days, right? I want it to be, you know, day by day, if I could. So, with that being said, please like the video, please share it, click on the push notifications so you whenever miss a video whenever I drop it, and I'll talk to y'all the next one. I'm gone.